Hi everyone, it's Stephanie here and welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be creating this card, which was inspired by this card that was created by design team member Inge using products from the new February release. So I have a bunch of stuff on screen here. I have the gift card pouch. This is a new pouch that fits into this die, which is the gift card window and frame die. I also have the interactive labels. We're going to be using those. The gift card greetings, which is a new set. The birthday chicks, which is also a new stamp and die set. And then I also have the essential sentiment rip strips dies, and we're going to use those with that gift card window. Now I've already cut and kind of did a little bit of folding on all of my cardstock pieces because there is quite a few pieces. This is a standard size card that is a side fold, so it is 11 inches long by 4 1/4. I've scored it in half at 5 1/2 inches, and then I scored the front in half again. And then this is the smaller card that's going to layer on the inside to create a fun layered card. Now, rather than me ramble off all of the measurements of these pieces, I am going to list all of the measurements that Inge provided in the video description down below so that you can check those out. And to be honest with you, I don't really do too much measuring. I do the main card base, and then I pretty much just eyeball everything. I kind of know that the blue larger piece is slightly larger than the white, and then the striped piece is a little bit smaller than that. So I kind of just go with it and just kind of trim it down in my paper trimmer and not worry too much about the sizing. But if you are someone who does prefer the actual measurements, then I will provide those down below. So I've cut out all of these pieces here. I have some Lush Lagoon cardstock, and I'm taking this smaller strip and I'm adding it to the front of that little fold there. So that's just, like I said, a standard card that's folded in half on the side, and then I have the very front of the card folded in half backwards on itself. So pretty straightforward. And then I've added the two little pieces to the front of that on the little flap, the blue and the stripe. And then on the inside, I'm adding the blue piece, the white piece, and then I'm going to add the stripe piece there as well. So for this smaller card here that we're going to add onto the inside, I have a card that is 9 inches by 3 1/2, and then it's scored in half. So that is going to fit perfectly onto that inside area where the striped paper is, and we're going to have a little bit of the striped border around it. Now I'm going to work on this little card since we have the main part of the card created. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a window out of the front of this card with the gift window die. Now you just want to keep in mind that this card is actually going to be positioned backwards, so the score line is on the right hand side, and I'm going to die cut through what would normally be the back of the card if you were looking at it normally. So I've die cut that window opening, and I made sure to position it kind of near the top because we need room for our sentiment. And I also cut out the frame that goes around it with some black cardstock. So I'm going to take some liquid glue and just apply this to the frame, and then I'm going to adhere this directly over the opening. And this is sized to fit perfectly over that opening so that you get a really nice finished frame look. Now once I have that on there, I can go ahead and stamp the sentiment underneath. So I'm going to use the gift card greeting stamp set, which has a bunch of different sentiments that work with a variety of gift cards and occasions. And I'm just going to grab a single line sentiment and put some black licorice dye ink on it, and then I'm going to stamp it directly underneath of that window opening. So I have the card completely open so that it's lying flat on my work surface, and I'm just stamping that sentiment right on there. So now we have what is going to be the front of the card finished. Now I need to insert the gift pouch into the opening. So what I like to do is just add score tape right to my cardstock panel all the way around the edges, right against the edge line. And then I'm just going to pop that little pouch there inside the opening. It's sized to fit perfectly in there. And then I'm going to press the little lip on the outside edge of that pouch right against all of that score tape, and that's going to hold it in place. Now for the inside of this card, I'm going to do some additional stamping. So I have a gift for you because you're awesome, which is also from the gift card greeting stamp set. And then I have this little image here from the birthday chick stamp set that we're going to just leave in black and white. Now for the backer piece here that's going to go in behind the gift card, I have a piece of white cardstock that's cut just a tiny bit smaller than that side of the card, so it's going to fit within there. And I die cut the smallest essential rip strip right from the back of that, and I'm just doing a little bit of stamping with the interactive label stamp set and putting the word tear with a little arrow so that the recipient knows that they can pull on that and be able to open that up. Now for the gift card here, I'm just using a coffee gift card from Tim Hortons, and I also have some clear sequins just to add a little bit more movement to the card. So I put the sequins in first, and then I place the gift card inside of the opening, which you can see it fits really great. And then I'm adding some score tape on the sides, and I'm also going to add some score tape on the top and bottom of this cardstock panel. You just want to make sure you don't put any of your adhesive where the rip strip is because you want it to be able to tear open. Once I have the adhesive on there, I'm just going to adhere that down, and that's going to close my gift card and sequins inside of the pouch, and it's going to finish this little card here. So like I mentioned, you can see it opens backwards because we're going to do some layering with this card into the original card we created. So I brought the original card back now, and I've added adhesive to the back of this one, and I'm just adhering it down onto that stripe piece. And this is going to give us a really unique fold where we have the front of the card folding down into the card like a Z fold, and then that other little card we just created is going to fold over top of that. I love the different layering and designs that Inge comes up with, and it was really fun to kind of create a card that's a lot different than the style I normally create. Now to decorate the front a little bit more and add a little bit of color, I did stamp a balloon and one of the birthday chicks, and I'm going to color these, die cut them, and add them to the card. I did stamp and color that first balloon, but my ink really bled outside of the edges of the balloon, so I decided to stamp it a second time, so I am only going to use one of those. And then I'm just going to die cut these now and use some regular adhesive and stick them right to that gift card pouch. I love that you can kind of dress it up and add some detail right onto the pouch because everything can adhere really nicely onto there since it is a solid surface. So I'm just positioning my chick here first to figure out where I need my balloon so it will look like he's holding it. I'm adding that on there, and then I'm going to add the chick directly below that. Now, if you want to add a little bit of dimension, even more than just what the pouch is providing, you can definitely add foam adhesive to these pieces rather than just using the regular adhesive. And then once we have those adhered, we have finished our card. So we have this really cool layered effect on the card design. It's still a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card since we started with a regular size card base and then just did some creative folding to create the Z fold on the front and then the little card that we added to the inside. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much to Inge for providing this great card that we could recreate in today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video soon.